Welcome to Silicon Valley Metaphysics, the show that explores metaphysical practices and alternative therapies in the Silicon Valley. Today, we are at the Holistic Living Expo in San Jose, California, where we will be interviewing many different types of alternative therapies, from tarot readers, psychics, to people that sell minerals for healing. So come and join us. We're going to have a great time. Good morning. We're with Sue Krov, and Sue is the artist and owner of My Crystal Visions. Now, Sue, there's a lot of interesting things you have here. It looks like you have a lot of quartz, wands. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, well, these are my healing wands, and they're used for clearing out negative energy, and a lot of people use them for meditation. You know, and they're really good for relieving stress and anxiety. And quartz crystal is a very powerful healer. It's a generator of energy. And so a lot of energy healers use these. And I have many different types. I have these Lemurian wands, and Lemurian crystals have a very high vibration. So they're very strong. And then I also have, like massage wands. And I call them energy movers because when you use them, they kind of move the energy and clear it out. And I also do a lot of, I also make pendulums, and these are used for scrying and for divination and for, you know, just asking yes or no questions. And then I also do all types of, I do different types of jewelry. I use quartz as my base stone because quartz amplifies the healing process of whatever stones you use it with.
Okay. Sue, can you tell us a little bit, my favorite, and my little dog Fergie has one, the crystals for pets?
Okay, yeah. Well, you know, being an animal lover and working with wildlife, and also having worked in an animal hospital, I've seen many pets that come in and they're sick or they're scared or stressed out. And you can't really do this on the wild animals, but a lot of people on the domestic animals, if you attach a crystal to their collar, it helps calm them down, and it also kind of grounds them and brings them in. So crystals work the same way on animals as they do on people.
Fabulous, fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Sue, and I hope you have a very profitable and a day full of financial abundance.
Well, thank you very much. It's been my pleasure.
Thanks. Hi, today I'm here with Sebastian Cooley, and Sebastian is a psychic who specializes in, tell us a little bit about that.
Specializing in relationships, business, specializing looking in the past and the present, and looking at people who have also crossed over. I've been reading for over 55 years.
Wow.
I've been in this a long time. I don't look it, but I'm 65.
Oh my goodness. So Sebastian, tell us a little bit about possibly your technique and why that's a little different from other psychics that are in this area.
I don't sugarcoat it. I see what I see. I tell it the way it is, and a lot of people walk away angry, but they always come back.
I know when I was reading, it was the same thing. I felt the same way. It was kind of like, if you want somebody who's going to tell you what you want to hear, go over to them.
Yep.
But, you know, I love it here because everybody has something different to bring to the party, which I think is awesome. We've got a huge conglomeration of different talents here, and that just seems to make everything work.
Yeah, we have a lot of people here who works from the heart, and that's what we need. There are a lot of people out there will take your money if you let them. I always say, if you don't like what I do, there's somebody else over there who can do better. And I definitely refund your money, because what I say by spirit, only you could change things, and you do have free will. We only see what is there for you, but you make it happen yourself.
Awesome. So, see anything in particular for me? Put you on the spot here.
Yes, I do. I also see you doing a little bit more traveling than you have been in the last 2 years. 2015 will be a good year for you, and not only that, but I do see you having more than one partner in the future as well.
More than one partner in business, or?
Business.
Awesome.
It will be in business. I also see you also taking some time for yourself that you haven't done in the last 5 years.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you have a great day, and filled with abundance and love.
Thank you, and I will be praying for you as well.
Thank you. Hi, I'm here with Jan McClintock, and Jan has a product called BioBands. Can you tell us a little bit about those, Jan?
Okay, it's actually bionic bands, and the reason we call it the bionic band is because it gets into your body at the cellular level, actually the atomic level.
Wow.
Our electromagnetic radiation changes your body at the cellular level, and what we use is a natural frequency that sets your body back to what nature intended. Let me show you how it works. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, let me hold this. Everybody, we're going to do a balance test on her. Let's hold your hands out and stand on one leg, and let's see how your balance is.
Oh, God, with boots.
Woo! Okay, I'm going to try and knock you over. Okay, you're shaking a little bit. Okay. All I'm going to do is have you hold this in your hand.
Okay.
There's a little piece of metal in here.
Okay.
Just hold that and do the same thing. Just hold it in your hand. And we're going to, up on one hand, on one foot. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Now, I'm pushing as hard as I can.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? And all that's doing is because your body is now aligned, like Einstein talked about, called the Brownian motion. That's what he got his Nobel Prize for. Your body's been realigned, and that's your natural strength and your natural balance.
Fabulous.
And this is an exciting group over here. This is a little higher frequency than the natural frequency, but it's for sports people. And we have sports people from all different major leagues, all different athletic areas that are using these.
Wow.
We have Olympic athletes that have used these bands. Dancing with the Stars, we're wearing our bands. So the strength, the balance, the energy is undeniable, and we have athletes that are using our bands for that. But the health benefits are amazing. When you have your body aligned, when the protons are working, your engine is now working at full speed. Instead of 6 cylinders running on 4.5, you're running on all 6 cylinders. The great thing about that is your body starts to communicate better. Your immune system works better. Your muscles work better. Your nervous system works better. We have amazing testimonial results, and we have actual double-blind study results from the University of Utah that prove our product.
Wow. Now, how about elderly people? I noticed the balance, and that was incredible what you did with me. Now, you know, I think about my mother. She's got balance issues.
Yes.
How would that work for them?
Okay, I have a 97-year-old that my significant other's mother, and we had her wear one of these, and it doesn't do away with the fact that she's 97 years old, but she's much more stable and much more confident because your protons need alignment no matter where you are. So what this tool does is it does not give you more than what nature gives you, but it allows nature capabilities to come through.
Awesome. That sounds fabulous. Thank you so much for speaking with us today, Jan. We appreciate it, and have a very abundant day.
Thank you.
you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, I'm here with my buddy Sharon Samsel. And Sharon, tell our people a little bit about what you do.
So I am a clairvoyant, and what that means is that I use my 6th chakra to read energy. You'll see a lot of people around here will tell you that you're clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentience. What that means to a psychic is that you see, feel, and hear energy. And that's what I do, is I see, hear, feel spirit. I've been doing this for about 23 years. I have an award-winning radio show called Psychic Talk. I've got a new television show called Double Vision, and I've got about an 85 to 95% accuracy rate, which I think you need to have in this business, or else I'd still be an engineer.
So what makes one go from engineering to being a psychic?
I think, first of all, you need to be, it's a calling. No one as a child is going to grow up and say, I want to be a psychic when I grow up. I mean, honest, Linda, is that what you said? Let's get real here. Nobody wants to do that.
I woke up one morning. No.
I see. Because it is a business. It's definitely a business, and it's something you learn how to do. Everyone in my family's psychic. except my little sister, who is intuitive but not quite psychic, and everyone in my family is afraid of it, except my little sister, who doesn't quite get it all. Okay. So for me, I started meditating, and when I started meditating, I started focusing, and then it didn't stop. I do remember at one point in my training saying, I'm not doing this anymore. And I took to my bed, and for 3 days I said I had the flu, and I read every television commercial out there and thought, I gotta continue, I gotta do this. So it's a calling. Most of the good ones, it is a calling. It's not something that is just happening. You know, we kind of have to do this for ourselves. So 23 years, that's a long time.
Wow. So what makes you different? There's a lot of people around here, and they all bring something to the party. We're all different. We all have our own method. What do you think makes you different?
Well, I'm probably one of very real psychics. If you're going to ask me to look at something, I don't want to know about the woo-woo that's happening out there in no man's land. I want to know about what's going on in your job. Why are you having this conflict with your child? What is going on with is your house going to be foreclosed? I want to know what is happening in your life that you can apply this today. My letter says sometimes you need a little psychic insight to find your own truth, and that's the truth. Sometimes you just need someone to focus and say, no, 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 that man really is cheating on you. Pay attention. This is really happening. Sometimes what you need is just, do I do this or do I do that? I just read a little girl, and she's like, I think I want to do communications. And I'm going, why? You're the shyest person in the world. You need to go, these are your strengths. These are where you need to kind of look at. So with me, you get a lot of to-the-point, practical. None of the woo-woo business is happening with me. I'm in your face type of psychic. So, and I'm a quick, fast read. Yeah.
And that's so important, you know, especially when people are putting out good money and you're in little 20-minute segments. You want to try and get as much information as you can.
I want them to go away feeling like they have actually gotten the information they wanted, they've gotten the clarity they've wanted, and they feel good about themselves, because all life is just a challenge. I mean, it's just living. So, you know, don't make it hard. Don't take the hard stuff, and realize that you can do all these things. You just need to get a little clarity at times. And unfortunately in this world, we're a society that no one takes the time to look at themselves and find their own clarity. You know this because you've read for a long time. Linda and I have done this together. And people just, they don't want to look for themselves.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, my thing is I like to give them the tools so that they can leave me and, you know, be able to enable themselves. Now, that brings me no repeat business, but you know what? That's okay, because you and I both know this ain't for the money.
Oh God, no. This is how I'm fortunate to live in this world and make a living this way. And I'm really, you know, you can't do this for any length of time if you're not any good, because nobody's going to ever come back to you. So you have to be good at what you do.
Hey, wait a minute. Maybe that's why they're not coming back.
Linda, you're very good. I've had many readings from you.
Thank you.
So it's not that you've just chosen not to do this anymore.
That's right. That's
you
right.
really have. That's all that is just you don't want to do it right now.
Right.
So what are you doing, honey?
Well, this is not really about me, but I've gone into hypnotherapy.
Yay, Linda, you're a great healer.
Thank you. And I am working on this show so that I can bring the public this information and let them know that these therapies are out there.
You know, I have to tell you, I got the same calling for my radio show, Psychic Talk, and it wasn't about another psychic being on the air answering a question for you. It was about bringing every psychic and every healer so that as we come into the new age and everyone else turns on, they're not afraid. They get to see that we're normal. They get to see that we like salsa dancing, or we want to play with our grandchildren, or that we're actually real people. And that's a biggie for me.
That's fabulous. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me, Sharon. It's been fun.
Thank you for playing with me, Miss Linda.
I love it.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Good luck on the show.
Thank you. Hi, I'm here with Irene Yang Chung, and she's an energy consultant, and she uses the energy from stones, and I'm going to let her explain that a little bit.
Hi everyone. I assist people in understanding what energy is and how to use energy in their lives, and I specialize in stones and crystals. And you can because the stones and crystals have their energetic properties that we can use for healing and has been used for thousands of years. So,
Okay, so I've noticed some of these that are really fabulous. I use a lot of energetic stones, and a lot of them have come from you, because you have beautiful selection here. So tell us a little bit about this skull.
this skull is made with labradorite. Labradorite is energy of light, so it's excellent for balance and for energy. If you are in a, say you work in an environment that is very stagnant, this is excellent for that. Now the skull it gives the messages of light. So message of love, you can actually work with it and put your head with it, and then you can actually get the message of light intuitively, and it's excellent to work with.
Now, I see a lot of these little shells and things. Are these their natural formation?
Yes, those are nautilus, or we call them fossil ammonites. And they're fossilized, and they're from Madagascar. And they are like the old sea animals during the dinosaur age, and now they are being fossilized and have all these colors on them. You can see the colors, and they all represent different things. I use them for feng shui purpose because it brings the energy into the house, brings wealth and prosperity. You can also wear them, and it helps the movement of your body.
Wow. Okay, now I love these guys. You showed me about these a while ago, so can we do a little demonstration?
Oh yes, this is my favorite stone. If you have seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, that's what they were talking about. And these are called Shiva Lingam. It's a sacred stone from India. It's actually made with meteorite and sandstones, because meteorite hit the sandstones millions of years ago, and it's now a river rock. Now what I use it for is as a massage tool, because there are many uses for it. People use it for praying in temples, meditation, for balancing. I use it as a massage tool because the legend is God of Shiva was born from the stone, and God of Shiva is the God of creation and destruction. And one end is the female, and the other end is male, because for Shiva to be born, it has to have the both yin and yang energy. And I use the yin energy for massage. For example, I'll use this like this. And you can use it for any part of your body. Breathe. I always tell people to breathe. This is the fun part.
I know, I always forget about breathing.
And it helps to move, to create movement from your blockages so that your blockages can move and not stay there, and it relieves stress and pain in your body. I love this stone.
I have a couple at home. So now, if we had a child, let's say we had a child that was a little so-called what they call ADD or has a learning disability, what stone would you suggest for that child?
There are a couple of stones that they can use. One is a amethyst, is a very good one to give them energy. The other one is I use either a quartz or a ulexite. A ulexite is actually a natural TV stone. We call it a nickname TV stone. It's a natural fiber optic stone. It brings out the energy inside of you, so the knowledge, you can also bring it out. And one time I was teaching, I was talking about the stone, and I feel the energy coming out, and I exactly know what to say. So it's like bringing out your knowledge inside of you.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, Irene, thank you so much for speaking with us. You're so knowledgeable, and you have so much beautiful stuff here. So next time we hope to speak with you again.
Yes, thank you very much. I really enjoyed this. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm here with Gayla Ryder. I'm so sorry. Gayla Ryder. And Gayla, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I'm a hypnotherapist, and I do both traditional hypnotherapy, and the area I'm particularly interested in is past life and in-between life regression. I was involved in founding the Society for Spiritual Regression, and I teach at several of the local colleges and do workshops on past life regression. But I've been an astrologer for over 40 years, and I do palmistry. I pick up a lot of information using psychometry, which means I can hold an object and access information, and I never know exactly what I'm going to get. Sometimes it will be information about what's going on physically in your body. Sometimes I'll see images that will give me clues about past life issues. So I can also do the same thing with running my hands over a photo or holding something that someone else wears. The cards that I like to use for specific questions are based on astrology. But I do a lot of different modalities, and it really depends on what issues the person has, which one I focus on.
So, God, I have so many questions based on what you just told me. Yeah. On past life regression, I'm familiar with that. I'm a hypnotherapist as well.
Okay.
And so I do a lot of past life regression. Now, what's the other term you use, midlife?
In between life regression. In other words, there's in the last, say, 10 years, there's been a lot of interest in taking people back through their most immediate prior life to that time before we've incarnated. And there have been a number of people that have done research in the field. Joe Schaefer was one of the first that published his work. He's a psychiatrist, Canadian psychiatrist. And then a few years later, Dr. Michael Newton, who wrote Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls, wrote quite a bit about the in-between life experience. And they find that people from different religious and spiritual backgrounds will describe very similar occurrences in the in-between life phase, that most people will be able to go through what's called the life planning stage, where they look at why they chose the parents they did and the body that they did and what lessons they hope to learn, and so it's an interesting process. And I've worked with clients that have been able to go into, a lot of this is symbolic, but they'll go into like a library and they'll pull a book down from the shelf, and one woman described opening the book and like looking at a series of movies, and it was like scenes from other lifetimes, and she was able to track a particular issue that she'd had through many lifetimes, so it's an interesting process.
That sounds so fascinating, and it's so funny. You'll get little kids, I didn't pick you to be my mom. Yeah, you did. I hate to tell ya. And they don't get it. But I've never heard of the picking our bodies. That's pretty interesting, because, we all complain about our self-image, always. And it's like, well, we picked it. So now that's another reason to make the most of it, right?
Yeah, and oftentimes people will have an experience of going through like a movie theater in the in-between life, and they'll see different options that they have. Like maybe you have an opportunity to be a male in North America if you're born now, or a female, say, in India, or a male. And so they have different options, and there'll be pros and cons to each choice. So in one, the parents might be wealthy and can afford to give them, a lot of financial, advantages. Right. And in another, they might have musical ability. In another, they might be very bright. So there'll be pros and cons to each lifetime. And most people see their guides with them, and so they can, look at their soul's plan in terms of what they're trying to learn and decide which one would be the best for them to take at this particular time.
That's fascinating. Now, you say you teach at colleges, which is really encouraging to know, because that's one of the reasons we come out and we do this, is to have this program that shows alternative therapies and practices and bring it out in the open so that we can bring it to mainstream society. So to see that you're doing that at college, in colleges, that's so fabulous. So what do you teach?
Well, I do workshops at, I've taught at Chabot, I've taught at Mount Diablo. The class I teach the most is at Solano Community College, because I live in Benicia, so it's close to where I live. But they actually approached me about 10 years ago, because there'd been an article in the San Francisco Chronicle about some of my work. And they said, would you do a class here? And it's been one of their most popular classes. It always fills up. So, there's been a growing interest in the field.
I know.
Yeah. So, and I'm on the board of IART, the International Association of Research and Regression Therapy.
Oh,
so,
wow. I didn't know there was a national.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a national
yeah.
association. See, all these things. So this is wonderful. I get to talk to you guys. I find out about all this stuff. It's fabulous.
Yeah, I went to India a couple of years ago for the World Congress of Regression Therapy, and then before I went there, I was invited to do some workshops up at Rishikesh and Hardwar, and then I went down to Chennai, and of course India is the seat of so much, belief in reincarnation, and there was a very receptive audiences there.
Awesome.
But the next World Congress is going to be in Turkey this October, so you should go.
I don't know if I'll have that opportunity. That would be fabulous, though. Well, we thank you so much for speaking with us. I learned so much from this little interview, so thank you.
Thank you. Good to talk with you.